What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 151 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room, and today I want to give you all my Week 15 picks in the NFL, like I do every Thursday. A lot of good games, a lot of really good slates, on a lot of good action on this slate, so let's get to it. Last week, I was 7-6 on my picks, which is not a bad record, but I could certainly improve on that. So let's start with the Thursday game. The Niners taking on the Seahawks. This is an NFC West rivalry. The Niners beat them earlier in the season, but now the Niners go to Seattle, a place where they've struggled before. It's not an easy place to win in Seattle, but the Niners are playing great football right now. They've won 6 straight games with a rookie quarterback. He hasn't won all 6, but, Jimmy G's gotten injured and he came in and he's done a great job. Their run game's on fire. And how about their defense? Their defense is absolutely shutting teams down. And as for the Seahawks, they've kind of struggled lately. They started off hot, and now they seem to have cooled off. And that's a big part of their running game not being in sync. They do get their rookie running back, Kenneth Walker, back tonight. So we'll see if that gives them the boost that they need to beat the Niners. I did see that the Niners could clinch the division tonight with a win. So I think they're all fired up. They're ready to go. They won't have Deebo Samuel, and I did see that Brock Purdy is hurt with an oblique injury, but he should be ready to go. So this could impact the outcome, but I got to go with the Niners here. They're just on fire right now. I think they're going to go into Seattle and beat the Seahawks 27-20. Next are the Saturday games, and yes, we have football on Saturday. Can't wait, so make sure you're not doing anything this Saturday so you can tune in some football. We got the Colts taking on the Vikings. Colts are coming off a bye week. They just haven't looked good at all this year. And the Vikings, they lost to the Lions last week, and they're going to try to bounce back. And I think they're going to bounce back. They're playing at home, a place where they play really, really good at. And I just don't really see a way for the Colts beating this Vikings team. I think their offense is too much for this Colts defense. And the Vikings defense isn't that great, but the Colts offense is just so bad. I don't really see them doing anything to this Vikings defense. So give me the Vikings to win this one, 28-15. Next is the Ravens taking on the Browns. So these two teams met probably a couple months ago, I'd say, and the Ravens beat them in a close match. And this time it's going to be different because there's no Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. So I don't know what's up with Tyler Huntley. I'm pretty sure he got a concussion. I don't know if he's ready to go, but if not, they're going to have a rookie quarterback, Anthony Brown, starting. And as for the Browns, they have Deshaun Watson back. And he hasn't looked that great, but maybe this is the game where he could bounce back and show something. But the Ravens are just a good team all around. They could run the ball, and whoever's out there at quarterback, so long as they don't turn the ball over and they stick to their run game and their defense handles the Browns' offense, I think the Ravens got this one. However, if the Browns start to run wild on this Ravens defense, the Browns can certainly win, but, it's really hard to run against this Ravens team. They're very good against the run. So for those reasons, I'm going to take the Ravens here, 17-14. Next is the Dolphins taking on the Bills. So the Dolphins beat the Bills in week 2, and now they're playing in Buffalo. I don't really see the Dolphins sweeping the Bills, and the big reason is because the Dolphins, they don't have a good run game at all. They can't run the ball. It's going to be cold. It's going to be really cold up there in Buffalo. I saw there's going to be some snow. There's going to be some snow also, and the Dolphins are a warm weather team, while the Bills, they play in the cold. They're used to the cold, and I think they're going to take advantage of that. I saw something that the Dolphins actually bought heated benches to LA to play the Chargers, which is really weird to me considering it was like 60 degrees there, but whatever. I just don't think that the Dolphins travel well, especially when they play a good team in the cold. So for those reasons, I got the Bills winning this one, 31-21. As for the Sunday games, we have the Eagles taking on the Bears. The Eagles are red hot. Meanwhile, the Bears are not. I can't stand it. I have my Eagles friends talking so much trash to me. And so for those reasons, I'm going to pick the Bears to win here, 26-23. I don't see that happening, but you know what? I got to root for the Bears here. I got to root for Justin Fields to run all over this Eagles defense and shut some Eagles fans up, because they've been messaging me saying, oh, we're going to stomp you guys Christmas Eve and blah, blah, blah. And it seems like they're not focused on the Bears. They're focused on the Cowboys. So hopefully the Bears go in and just handle business. Next is the Lions taking on the Jets. This is a really good game that I'm looking forward to. The Lions are trying to make a playoff push. So are the Jets. And the Lions started 1-6, but are now 6-7. So they're 5-1 lately. and they're on fire. The Jets lost 2 games, but they've been very, very competitive. Their offense just doesn't seem to be there, but their defense has been holding it down and giving them chances. And they're going against the Lions team that's very explosive on offense, and I think the Jets can kind of slow them down. However, I did see that the Jets might not have their pass rusher Quinnen Williams in, which is huge. The Lions could take advantage of that, and the Lions defense has been playing a lot better lately. We'll see if Mike White could do something against this Lions defense that wasn't that great. Maybe they can, but both of these teams really fighting for a playoff spot. If either team loses this game, it's going to be really hard for them. But I'm going to go with the Jets here. I just feel like their defense is going to take over, and Mike White's going to bounce back. So I'm going to roll with the Jets 24-20. Next is the Steelers taking on the Panthers. So I don't know who's starting for the Steelers. I saw Kenny Pickett, the rookie QB, was concussed. I don't know if it's going to be Trubisky or what. He had a bad performance, but we'll see. And as for the Panthers, they have Sam Darnold out there, and not for nothing, they're 2-0 with him in the huddle. So the Panthers are looking to make a playoff push too. They still can. They're in such a bad division that if they win this game, the Bucs lose, they could certainly take first in the division. And they know what's at stake here. And the Panthers, I believe, are going to run the ball down the Steelers' throat, which they can do. So long as Sam Darnold doesn't turn the ball over, he hasn't been doing that. I see the Panthers winning, but, the Steelers could certainly win. Definitely not an easy game to pick, but I got to go with the Panthers here. I'm going to pick them to win this one. I'm going to go 21-16. Next is the Chiefs taking on the Texans. So the Chiefs, they absolutely have been really dominant this year, and the Texans have not. However, the Texans played my Cowboys very tough, almost beat them, and they have a history of playing the Chiefs very tough too. We've seen Mahomes in the playoff game years ago with that miraculous comeback. Just during the regular season, it's always competitive. And the Texans desperately need a win. I don't see them beating the Chiefs, but it could be a close game. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to be. I got to go with the Chiefs 35-14. They're just on fire right now. And Mahomes has been a little reckless with the ball. And if he does that against this Texans team, the Texans could make him pay. We saw what happens when the Texans were able to force turnovers off the Cowboys. They were able to cash in. So you never know, but I got to roll with the Chiefs. Next is the Falcons taking on the Saints. These two teams met week 1. They're an NFC South rival, and the Saints beat them. And I could see the Saints beating them again. I do see it being close. The Falcons are going to bench Marcus Mariota and start a rookie, Desmond Ridder, and we'll see what he's made of. I've heard a lot of good things about this kid. I've watched him a couple times. He definitely could be better than Mariota and definitely have a potential in this league. But they're playing a Saints team where the Saints have had their numbers over the years, and the Saints are just a bad team all around. It could go either way. It's a coin toss, but I believe if the Saints cause some turnovers, shake the rookie up, and run the ball really well, they can win this game. So I'm going to go with the Saints 27-24. Next is the Cowboys taking on the Jaguars. So the Cowboys struggled last week against the Texans, but they've won 4 straight games. They've been looking good. They got to clean up the turnovers, but they can run the ball really well. Defense is playing really well. They can get after the quarterback. But as for the Jaguars, they've been playing really good football, especially when they play at home. And Trevor Lawrence has been on a tear lately. The Cowboys overlooked this game like they did against the Texans. I believe the Cowboys can lose this game. However, they know it's at stake. They got to stay focused, avoid turning the ball over. And I see a Cowboys victory 31-25. Next is the Cardinals taking on the Broncos. So obviously no Kyler Murray. He tore his ACL. He's on the Cardinals. And they're playing the Broncos where Russell Wilson had a concussion. I don't know if he's ready to go or what this week. But I just don't trust Colt McCoy for the Cardinals, especially against the Broncos defense that's really good. It's the Broncos offense that's awful. Broncos lost 5 straight games, and I believe they can bounce back with a win here, no matter if it's Russell Wilson or Brett Rippon at quarterback. So I'm going to take the Broncos here, 23-13. The Cardinals could win. I just don't really see it. I got to go with the Broncos. Next is the Patriots taking on the Raiders. So the Patriots are really fighting for a playoff spot. The Raiders could possibly make the playoffs. I don't really see it happening, but, anything can happen in this league. We've seen it time to time. It's a really strange and crazy league where the Raiders at 5-8 could somehow sneak in. But they're playing a Patriots team that is very tough, very good at defense, especially against a bad team like the Raiders. I expect them to eat. And Mac Jones could probably have a good game too against a defense that's not great. Derek Carr and company, they could possibly shred this defense. I just don't really see it happening. The Patriots are a really good team against the run, against the pass, and all that. So for those reasons, I got the Patriots 24-18. Next is the Titans taking on the Chargers. So the Titans, they quietly lost 3 straight games. They really need a win here. It seems like they have the AFC South on lock, but you never know. If you lose a couple more games, the Jaguars win a couple games, they could sneak up and boot you out of the playoffs. And as for the Chargers, they're looking at the playoffs from the outside in. They really need a win here. They got a big one last week against Miami, and they're looking to build on that. I just see the Titans being able to run all over this Chargers defense. The Chargers are not good at stopping the run. And I see Derrick Henry having a really big day, but I also see Justin Herbert having a very big day against a horrible Titans secondary. So it's a good game. It's really hard to pick this one. I think I'm going to roll with the Titans, though, and trust their run game. And I'm going to pick the Titans to win this one. What's a good score for this one? I'm going to go 30-26 in favor of the Titans. Next is the Bengals taking on the Bucs. The Bengals have been red hot. The Bucs have not looked that good lately, but you really can't count out Tom Brady. However, Joe Burrow has been absolutely on fire, putting the team on his back and just completely balling out. And I see them going down to Tampa and getting a win. It could be close. It really could be. You never know with the Bucs. Their defense is still good. Their offense is, it's not good at all. But like I said, you can't count out Tom Brady. I just got to roll with the Bengals. They have the hot hand, and they're really looking to take command of the AFC North. So for those reasons, I'm going to side with the Bengals here, 28-22. Next is the Giants taking on the Commanders. So these two teams met a couple weeks ago and tied. The Giants really need a win here to make the playoffs, and so do the Commanders. So it's really going to be a battle between these two NFC East rivals. However, I do see the Giants winning this. They've just been on such a bad streak that I feel like something has to give, and I think this is the game where they could get back on track, and they can go to Washington, and they can get the win. So I'm going to roll with the Giants here. I'm not really confident in my pick, but I got to go Giants 25-21. The final game is the Monday night game, the Rams taking on the Packers. So two teams that have really not exceeded expectations at all this season. The Rams were Super Bowl champs, now they're chumps, and the Packers just have not been good at all. Can't get anything going, but the Rams, at least they won a game last week, which was absolutely crazy. Baker Mayfield came in. He led the team 98 yards for the game-winning touchdown, and the Packers are coming off a bye, so they're well-rested. This game could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won, but my pick's going to be the Rams. I feel like Baker has a lot of confidence right now. He's feeling himself, and he's going to go into Lambeau and get the win. So I'm going to pick the Rams to get this one. I'm going to go 28-21 in favor of the Rams. So that's it for my Week 15 picks around the NFL. Let me know what you think. Teams on their bye week. There are no teams on their bye week. I'm pretty sure the bye weeks are done now. And my lock of the week is the Patriots over the Raiders. It was kind of tough to pick a lock. I wanted to pick the Chiefs, but I'm like, nah, let me do something different. So I'm going to go with the Patriots over the Raiders, and my upset is the Rams over the Packers. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of my picks. Enjoy your wonderful week. Make sure to tune into some football and have a wonderful day. And remember also to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram. Thank you all for watching.